Okay, we're taking tea with squatters at the dock. That was... ah. Okay, down to 50 terror now. That's a lot more doable. I'm kind of wishing we had another thing of coffee so that we could go over to Irem. I'm thinking that we need to go... We'll probably go through Mount Palmerston again just to pick up more supplies if we need them. Abbot Horizon, Chapel of Lights, Codex, Wither, Fenderblight, and then down to the Low Barnet, and then London. Burning blue. A hiss of horror from the lookout. The glim lamp at the front of the ship is sputtering and arcing, fizzing with blue light. Even as you watch, the blue fades, but it's not a good omen. We can calm them. The darkness in the Neath is more than the absence of light. It's a physical presence which distorts the shape of the world. Your light melts the darkness, restores sanity to the world. You explain something of this to your sailors. It's not the first time they've heard it, but they seem slightly less nervous. Okay, sadly I can't even just ask you about your quest. I need to try to figure out what all you needed. And I need to give up this right, because I don't really want the mirrors. I'd rather have the veils back. Okay, so we would need to break the unsettling sage out of wisdom, so we need to figure out what we need for that. We also need an element of dawn, however we get that. Casket of sapphires and 40 units of Stygian ivory, which also basically means we need a bigger ship. And yeah, I know vaguely where King Eater's castle is. It's in the part of the map we haven't explored, but I know where it's at. I do not remember how to get an element of dawn. The rest of this could be managed if we had a bigger ship. Once we figure out what we need to do to free that guy. But we got one part of it. This was an empty cliff top above the bleak waves. Now it blazes with color. Striped tents, colored flames, the music of a pianola and a kettle drum. Mustachioed women and languorous men play chess, carve bones, eat cats, and polish their terrifying brass weapons. These are Iron Republic privateers, pirates whose practices contravene the very laws of nature. So attacking is a 50-50. Fails is a 67%. Really wishing we'd fixed the frickin'... We're gonna try to creep close and listen. They are speaking of a raid on the Khan's glory, from which they stole pieces of prayer, of a boast that the rival band made about stealing the Empress's wedding dress, of a sort of spiced meat which fills the heart with love. But they speak too, almost coherently, of privateer lairs in the Western Wall, of passwords in use, of brass embassy protocols, and of tuning techniques for drawing lost souls close. A buzzing noise rises in your brain as you listen, until your eyes become unfocused and your tongue feels thick and heavy. You creep away before anything worse can happen. But this is an odd and useful miscellany of facts. Okay, we are going to buy creative supplies and a bit more fuel, but I do want to leave some space because we're going to have Admiralty port reports to hand in. That'll give us some fuel. Dive down here, go in this abyss, and give up the ritual. Because I would rather have the veils than the 20 points of mirrors, generally speaking. Your bosun mutters a rapid prayer to Salt, of whom blessings and curses alike slide. The St. Brennan's fire in your light's gutters and dies. Yep, no check or anything, we just got our stats back the way they were, more or less. We still, of course, have the losses that we took in Frostfound, but... Oh god, nope. Never mind, I'll just feed the crew. I would have liked to visit the Chapel of Lights for the free meal, but it is not worth tangling with that thing. Yeah, discovered Mount Nomad, the black glass mountain that eats ships. We're not dealing with it. So let's see, shore leaving wither. It's gonna be one of those 50 echoes for basically nothing situations, so we're just gonna try to hold out until we're back in London, even though it's probably gonna leave us with a nightmare. Try to stop by Codex to grab the port report, and then we're gonna head to Venderbite and then London. Get a little bit nervous about our terror because once it starts pushing to around 70 or so, and it's currently at 63, you can start running into risking, like, the crew mutinying, which is death if you fail the challenges associated with it just instantly. Yeah, it's not good. Okay. No idea how that didn't hit us. They got very confused. Let's see how much this reduces terror by giving up the supplies. By 1, no. I'm just going to take the supplies. Even when terror's running a bit high, I'm just going to take the supplies. Okay, remnants. In a wide space behind the hollow temple, you happen across a stepped platform of sorts. 4 statues guard it, marked with glyphs, all but lost to time and idle vandalism. They look a little like the glyphs that decorate the Echo Bazaar in London, though. At the heart of the platform is a long-filled well shaft, too. You poke about briefly, but something in the place makes you uneasy. A frost moth, the size of a farmer's hand, flutters down to perch on the well's edge. Another. A third. You retreat. Fragments for 1 terror. Yeah, we can deal with that. Deliver a wandering parson. He presses close to a porthole as you dock. Low Barnet, he murmurs, the gate to the deeps. You'll hear tales here from distant trenches of the undersea, and some of them might even be true, but the strangest ones are jealously guarded. Light from the dock glints in his eye, hidden mysteries and pliant listeners. He glances at you, then gathers his luggage. Won't you join me below for a while? An explorer could learn much of value here. So to participate in another contest of stories, we need higher storyteller quality. To discuss the bell tower with the lingering parson, we need more story contests. And to transport him to his next destination, we need to just progress things more here. Okay, so what can we do here right now? We can explore the church. That'll give us a port report. Submarine services. There is no pulpit. The organ is bent, broken pipes, but Low Barnet is still a house of worship. Yep. Same as before, so just that's the port report. So trade stories. We can at least speak of Undercrow. We haven't been to most of these other places, sadly. Probably should have stopped by Anth just long enough to grab the port report, but here we are. Wings for water. You talk of the gut moths which inhabit every sailor and provide their nautical instincts, that taste in the throat which heralds a storm front, the ability to digest food even on choppy seas, the welcome fluttering in the stomach at the sight of a sweetheart on shore. Moths in the gut, growing all the time. Your listeners shift in their seats. One hurries out, clutching his mouth. Okay, so we're just going to have to bring more port reports here to progress this further. We have the highest veils that we can possibly have right now, so if we get searched, we have the best chance we've got of keeping the creative souls hidden. Yep, nightmares, yay. Okay, yep, we can just increase our crew by 1 here. Let's just do that, because we did lose 1 out there. Let's see. This is the port report for Khan's Heart. Been to the salt steppes, eh? Yes, this kind of material is always of interest. How a nation could be so barbarian and so decadent at once is beyond me, but they're terribly dangerous. Okay, so we've repaired our ship, turned in all of our port reports. We have way more fuel than that. It just won't update until here. Launch and come back. There, just get that to update. So yeah, 27 fuel, 10 supplies. Terror is a little higher than I'd like it to be, but we might be able to go to the Mangrove College and some other places to lower it a bit more. So yeah, let's plan on going to Demuth Island and then down through Gator's Morn and then to the Mangrove College there. And then Visage may also lower Terror if we decide to do something other than the Bat Mask. And then from there, depending on where we're at, stop by the Iron Republic to grab some more fuel and then possibly go exploring. And there's actually just enough fragments to tip us over to having a secret. That's nice. Pirate poet again. A Firkin of prisoners, honey. Okay. Gonna try to gather intelligence at Gator's Morn again. The whisper is that a Khanate Tremarian resupplied here last week under a flag of careful truce. That implies something interesting about Khanate fleet movements. The Admiralty would love to know. That's nice. Okay, so we went through a few ports on the way here. We're going to go through a few more before we hit unexplored waters, but we're definitely going to need a lot of fuel. I'm not going to completely fill up the hold because we're going to want to pick up some supplies at the Mangrove College, but we're going to mostly fill the hold with fuel here after compiling a port. No hearts change this time. Oh, they have the friggin' coffee beans on sale again. See, the problem is that takes us up towards Khan's Heart more than anything else, and... Look, we're gonna buy 1 for Irem later, but we're not gonna be stopping by Khan's Heart until... very, very late in this trip. So... we'll probably use something before we get to the Mangrove College up there. Of course, there's Forest. Great. I didn't want to have to double back there, but probably will. So, eat, drink, be merry. It'll still lower terror, which is useful, and reset the hunger, so... So my original plan was to go through Visage and then, like, start exploring some of this part of the map that we haven't explored at all yet. But now, of course, we have something pointing us to Gator's Morn. Yeah, we'll stop by there. Then probably come back here. I was kind of hoping we'd get one for Port Cecil or something, because that would have been, like, vaguely on the way. 2 ships. Just 1, and I would definitely go for 2. We can try. Especially if we can just draw one of them in. See if I can draw you away from the other one. Or just cause you to lose sight of me and then start shooting you again. That works. Okay, gain supplies and fuel. And memory of a distant shores and presumably something else. Okay. Dump some of the fuel overboard. Thankfully, your gun doesn't have as wide a firing angle as ours does. So if you want to do this weird reverse race, I mean, I'm fine with that. Yes, I know, we have to dump a few more things over. Let's dump one of the barrels of fuel we got. Drop off this passenger at Gator's Moor so that she stops taking up space. I do find it interesting that they made a lot of the passengers, if not all of them, in the Submariner DLC not to take up any space. Possibly because they realized that this was annoying. Okay, we're gonna pick up another passenger. Please be the one for Port Cecil. Nope, okay, Corsair's Forest again. Don't know how many times I'm gonna run this. I may just put a count up because I know you guys aren't gonna want to watch me just go back and forth to the same place, but here we are. Or at least lowering our terror. Alright, back to Corsair's Forest. And honestly, I think the fee for passage is covering the fuel that we're burning, especially if we go buy it at the Iron Republic. So yeah, I guess just running back and forth doing this to lower terror for a bit, not the worst idea. And if we happen to run into more pirates around Corsair's Forest, all the better. I got the cask of wine if we end up going by the Undercrow. Bank is still there. Let's try just dropping off this passenger because our hold is full again anyway. We're actually making a profit as far as supplies go, which is good because I wanted a few more of them before we headed out. So, I mean, honestly, this is working out. Going back and forth between Gator's Moor and the Iron Republic and Mangrove College. Okay, we can't offer up a prayer to either god this time. So we can either think of our past or our sweetheart. We're going to think about our past. We've gained 5 pages. You found inspiration and more. If your old companions could see you at the helm of a ship, it's better pay than writing, and that's the least of it. Yeah, I'll take that. I will happily take that. More pages means faster experience gain. Would have been better earlier on, but hey. It also makes a lot of challenges that gain you fragments, like dissecting Z-Beasts, a lot easier, as I'm sure you guys have noticed, so. Alright, let's see if we can find that other pirate that we saw sailing around down here earlier. On our way back to the Mangrove College. Okay, spider silk. I was hoping for parabola linen, but we can still sell that. Alright. Eat, drink, and be merry, which will, again, reset our hunger and get our terror even lower. It's now actually quite low. And we're going to take another passenger. Let's see what we get. Alright, this is the one that wants to go to Port Cecil, so yep, that's our cue to probably just head out. We have 11 supplies. Our hold is nearly full, and we have 20 fuel. And also, we have somehow not compiled a port report this whole time, so hey, we have one more supplies.